Hi everyone, Nicholas Paphitis here from sunny Cyprus, and welcome back to, I think this is the fourth in a series of Minecraft education tutorials. And this one is all about some basic skills, different types of blocks, characteristics of some of the blocks, how we can use the spawn eggs to spawn animals, how we can create borders or boundaries to contain students within a specific location so they don't wander off, how we can insert NPCs and attach things like buttons to the NPC, which will link students to any kind of URL, whether that's a PDF, a video, or anything which is online. So let's get started in this world, which I've set up, and you can find a link to the export of this world, so you can import it actually, so you can play around with it and practice with it in the description of this video. Okay, so first off, the first exercise of this world is essentially to learn to move around. So pressing the W button makes you walk, and you know you're walking because you can see the hand, which is right next to me here. As I'm walking, it's bobbing left and right. Then you're going to double tap the W button. These are skills that you should know. That will help you run. And when you're here, you're going to come to this area here. And this is all about learning how to add items to your inventory or to your backpack using the wheel button on your mouse. So while I'm pointing, you can see that hairline cross in the middle of the screen is pointing to this nice green block. If I press down on this wheel button, you can see it's now added it to my inventory. So you can go around here and choose some of these blocks from here by using that mouse wheel, just clicking on it to add items to your inventory. And then you can come here to this white area and just simply just start practicing building, and you've got a nice set of blocks here to play with. Okay, of course you can fly and start building upwards as well and breaking blocks. Okay, so the next part of the exercise is I'll fall down, double tap on the space bar to start walking, double tap on the W to start running. The next part is jumping over an obstacle. So here's the obstacle here. To get over it, I cannot jump or just walk over it. As I'm moving forward with the W button, I'm going to press the space bar while I'm here, and that will help me jump. Same goes for if it's a step or two steps. As I'm pressing the W button to go forward, I'm simply going to press the space bar once and press the space bar again. And that's me, I've gone over. In here, I've got what looks like a pool. So I'm just going to jump up into this pool and dive in. There you go. And you can move around underwater just like you do above water. In other words, the W moves forward in the direction you're looking. Double tap the W button will go quickly. And where you're pointing, that's where you go. And you can just move the mouse to go in different directions, up or down. If you press the space bar, you go up. If you press the shift button, you go down. If you want to jump out, then you're going to move in the direction of where you want to come out from over here, and then hold the space bar pressed, and your player should jump out of there. There you go. Next step again is a little ditch here, so you can fall down, and you can see this has got a little step. So this first step we will actually walk over. Do you see that? But the next one you can't, so you're going to press the jump. These steps here, now there's so many of them here because the idea is many people are going to join in this world together, and they could all interact and play in this world and follow the challenges. So the next step is to climb up here. So again, moving forward, I'm going to press the space bar, and every time I find a new block, I'm just going to press the space bar to jump up. Okay, you want to make sure this cross, this hairline cross, is right in the middle of the block where you're going up, because if you move over as you're moving forward, you're going to fall down. So let's just go back again. And you want to jump up. So there we go. So I'm pressing the space bar continuously. Now up here, this is where you can use a sneak option. So I'm going to press the F5 button on my keyboard. These are things that we've done just to toggle the view so you can see. Oops, there you go. My place went down again. So let me just go back. Actually, let me just fly up there, and then I'll just stop flying again. There we go. Okay, so if I press the F5 button, and now as I've got the shift button pressed, you can see my player sneaking. That will prevent my player falling down like I did before. Okay, now if you're not too comfortable walking on narrow areas, then you can use the sneak feature by holding down the shift button on the keyboard while you're walking. As soon as you let go of the shift, he stands up. Now, the downside is your player can only move very slowly. He's only sneaking around. Okay, I'm going to press the F5 button again and again. So go back to first person view, and I'm going to walk out of here. Now, the next step is to fly up into this area here. So I'm going to double tap the spacebar. And then I'm going to double tap my W so I can fly quickly and come to this area here. And here it basically tells you, why don't you take a picture while you're here? Now, you've got the option to add a camera and take pictures. And I'm going to show you where you can find those pictures. So I'm going to press the letter E on my keyboard. I'm going to type camera. And this is really good because students can use this to actually take photographic evidence of their build, let's say. Finding the pictures is a little bit difficult, but we'll get to that in a second. So here's my camera. I'm going to select it using the wheel on the mouse, just by moving the wheel backwards and forwards, and I'm going to select the camera. Now, when I place my camera on a surface, like so, I'm going to put my camera here. This is a one-time use camera, so as soon as I right-click on it, it's going to start smoking, giving me about 3 seconds to stand in front of the camera, and it will take a picture. So I'm going to right-click on it now. Now I'm going to move back, stand here, and well, hey, there's my picture. Now, it's taken the picture and it saved it. I'm going to show you where it saves it in a second. If I'm flying, however, and I use the right-click, as I would normally place the camera on the floor somewhere, and I'm just going to take a right click while holding the camera, so you can see I've got the camera selected in my inventory over here. And now if I do a right click in this view that I've got in front of me, from there you go, it's taken a picture of that. So you can take pictures from around your world. Now, where are they saved? I'm going to show you that now. I'm going to press the escape button, go to my file explorer. Okay, and what I want to do is I want to go to, let's go up here. I want to go to the C drive. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to go to C drive. So this PC, I'm going to go to C drive. That's my local disk. From here, I'm looking for users. Now in here, you'll find the list of users that sign into your device. So I sign in with the administrator account. So I'm going to double click on this. Now here, I need to open the special folder app data. Now you can see this folder is a little bit washed out. Just expand that a bit. Okay. All right. So you can see this app data folder here is slightly different to the other ones. It's not as bright, and that's because it's a special folder. And sometimes this folder may not be visible depending on your settings in Windows. So to get to that folder, there's two options. If you can't see this, you can simply click on the address bar here, put a slash app data and press enter, and that will open the folder. Now I'm going to show you where the pictures are, and then I'm going to show you how you can actually make that app data folder visible. From here, you're going to go to roaming. I know it's a very tedious process. In here, you've got Minecraft Education Edition, and then from here, you're going to see this folder, screenshots. Now, your screenshots are in this folder somewhere. You're going to get a series of folders with some random names. You just want to keep opening them until you find your pictures. So I'm going to open this one, and then it's got here photos. And then this next one, there's really only one option. And here are my pictures. These are all the pictures I've taken. Here's the one that I took just now. Okay, so if I just open this in photos, there it is there. And if I go back one, that's the picture I took before, my selfie. Okay, so now from here, of course, you can save the pictures, copy, paste them, put them wherever you want. Okay, so how do we make that app data folder visible without having to type in the word app data? Well, essentially to do that, what you're going to do, I'm going to click on the Windows button here and I'm going to type folder. And here you've got File Explorer options. So I'm going to select that. And then here you've got View. And this is the one that you want here. Show hidden files, folders, and drives. So if I put here don't show, so I'm going to select that one there and click on apply. You can see now in this folder, the app data folder has just vanished. It's not there anymore. So I can't see it. I can, of course, like before, simply type slash app data, press enter, and there it is there. It's open. Or I can simply go back to this File Explorer options, click on Show Hidden Files and Folders. And if you look on this side here, you're going to see the app data folder appear here now. I'm going to click on apply, and there it is there. Okay, so that's the other way. I'm going to click OK and go back to our world so we can continue. Okay, next, what we want to do, we want to fly down to this next second half of this world. So you can see this is a world basically for multiple players and multiple people learning how to play with Minecraft, or you can use it individually. You've got this yellow line with a series of builds on it. And the idea is for each user who's connected in the same world will choose a white line and replicate these builds on their line here. So the first thing we're going to have a look at now is essentially this one here. You can see this red wall here. This is known as a border. Now, borders are fantastic because you can create boundaries with a border. In other words, you are not able to go through a border. Have a look at this. Doesn't matter how high I go, there's an invisible wall here. I cannot fly through it. Okay. So therefore, wherever you put these red bricks, these red border bricks here, it will basically create an infinite height all the way to the top of the world and all the way to the bottom of the world, a wall which cannot be penetrated. The only way that you can go through it is if you come out or if you go into what's known as world builder mode. And we're going to do that now. The other thing you can do with these borders here is, let's say this border here, this black board here, I'm not able to fly through it. I'm not able to break it. So it's a really good way to protect some things that you don't want students to break by accident, because they might try to left click on it instead of right click. And this basically protects it so you can't break it. So how do we create this? Well, it's actually very easy. I can walk around it, and you can see down here, I put another wall here, but this time I've put the border blocks underground. And then I'm able to bury these blocks like I've done over here, so you can't actually see them around the build that you want. So let's go into world builder mode. I'm going to press the button T on my keyboard. Now T will open the chat, and the chat will allow you to chat with other people in the world. You can actually modify the settings to mute all chat so people can't chat. What we want to do though is to actually enter a command, and to enter the command we can use this in here or just type the backslash, and that will give me the command section. If you do also have the option to, if you can't remember the commands, just to click on here and it will give you here the different things that you can put in. For example, let's say I want to teleport someone. I go to teleport and it will write the command for you here, /TP. Who do you want to teleport? There's only one person here, so you click that. So it will build the code for you. However, some codes are just easier to remember. So to get into the chat section, press T. Or if I want to go directly into the command, I can press the / button on my keyboard. Like that. So basically that's like pressing T and then typing the /. Makes no difference. So if I do that with the T and then press the /, exactly the same thing. Now the command is actually the world builder command. And you've also got, now whether you type the whole word world builder, or you just type WB, it's exactly the same thing. It's the shortened version. I like typing world builder. It just helps me remember what the command is. But I'm just going to write /WB for now and press enter. Now the world builder command is actually a toggle switch. In other words, every time you execute that world builder command, you can see it's been set to true right now. And then if I press WB, run the command again, it will be set to false. So every time you enter that command, it will toggle between on and off. World builder on or off. Now that I've actually entered world builder, have a look. I can actually walk straight through this. There you go. I can also break it. I can walk straight through this wall, which I couldn't before, and this one here. So how do we create a border? Well, I'm just going to continue. Let's just do another one here. So I'm going to press E on my keyboard and I'm going to type border. And there's the border block here. I'm going to add that there. And essentially, you just build. You build like you would normally build. Okay. And if I was to build a small perimeter wall here, Okay, so I'm going to stand inside this small little wall here. Okay, and essentially that's it. Right now I can fly through, okay, because world builder is enabled, is true. So let me just go down. Now if I press the T button and then put the slash and type WB, you will see world builder is status updated to false. That means I can't, and I'm trapped in this small square now. There's nowhere I can go. Even if I try to dig underneath, that's not going to work because the world builder mode is actually infinite. So if I try and you see, it's not going to let me go through there. Doesn't matter where I go, I cannot. See, I can't break out of that section there. It goes up to there and no more. You can actually see those little, the fairy dust falling. I can't fly up, okay, but still only within this area. There you go. So to get out of here, I'm going to press the T button. I'm going to type slash. And now instead of typing WT every time, the arrow buttons on your keyboard, the up and down arrow buttons, they will actually go to the next command or the previous command that you type. So if you type 6 or 7 different commands, using those arrow buttons, you can actually toggle through those commands. So I'm just going to go forward, WB, and now I can fly through. Okay, so I'm out of world builder mode. Now, you're going to say, well, can't students do this as well? You're going to have to essentially make a student an operator to be able to have the ability to switch in and out of world builder mode, which you're not going to do. Now, if you give them the world, then they're the operator of their own world, and that's fine. Now, here, if you bury these blocks underground, like I've done here, so if I just demonstrate this just a bit further. So if I just continue this, I'm going to go 2 blocks down, continue this here, and now I can, if I just choose that block there, I can actually build on top of that and close it off. So basically making that part invisible. Okay, so if I now press slash, press the up arrow, now I'm in world builder to force. I'm not able to go through there despite the fact that it's buried underground. Okay, so if you could, for example, in this world, create a perimeter wall that goes all the way around here, and that will prevent anyone wandering off. Okay, let's go down. So here I've got a course for you where you're going to go through and you're going to build the same structures I've got here. So for each structure, the signpost saying exactly what is being used, but you can actually just use the items, use the mouse button, the wheel button on your mouse, that button there, to actually select the items. Now I'm not going to go through all of these. Some of these are very basic. So if I wanted to choose this, I'm going to press the wheel button. It's going to add it to my inventory. I will go to my white line here and just build that first one there. The next one, I'm going to use the wheel mouse button again to select that red block. And I'm going to create here a step like this. Okay. The next one is I'm going to use the red stone, the red concrete and the steps. So again here, if I just select one of these to get rid of them, I'm going to press the mouse button on that step. It's added the step for me. So now I can create stairs which you can actually walk up. So in front of these, on top of these, I'm going to put this staircase there. And that will actually, so if I fly down, I can actually just walk without jumping up these stairs. Okay, now some of these blocks, like the step block here, you can actually create shapes like this. So depending on how you add something, if I put this on top or next to it, it will create this long step. If I was to put the next one to its side and then the side, it will actually join them. So if I want to put it there and make that shape there. Okay. Over here, what we have is glowstone. Essentially, it's a constant lamp, and I'm using some black concrete for this. So the way you would build something like this, I'm just going to select that block there, and I'm going to move away and choose that block there. And to create this, you would just break that. You will come over here. You will create your structure. I like building the whole square first and then break the blocks that you don't want. And in the middle, I'm going to select that glowstone. The idea is you can use this. If I was to actually build this up a little bit, okay, now if I stand in here and block that up, you can see there's light in here because of that glowstone. Okay, so that's a constant source of light. Okay, next part is how to make a floating block. Well, that's pretty simple. You're going to let's just choose that block there. And you're going to add a block, add another block, fly up, add another block, and then you can just break the blocks underneath. Now, there are blocks that you can't do this. For example, if I go and add sand, I just get some sand, not sandstone, I want some sand. There we go. I'm going to add that there. And I add now sand here and here and here. Now, if I break the bottom one, look what happens. If I move back, they all fall down. And I cannot put a block on the side. Can you see? So things like sand and gravel will do this. So you're not able to make those floating blocks with that type of block. So different types of blocks have got different properties. The next one we're going to have a look at here is water. Now, water it can be a destructive item as well. So if I was to go to E and add water. Now, if you add water somewhere on an open plane or anywhere, it will actually spill out for a certain amount of blocks. And the only way to get rid of this water is to find the source where that water block was placed. And if you follow these lines, you can actually see here where there is no movement, right in the middle, that's the source. And you place any block on the source, the water will dry up. So you can actually make a waterfall by making a small tower and putting a block there. And there you go. Okay, now if I want to block that off, and if I've got two sources, let's say I'm going to add another source here, then it's going to spread out even more. So finding, if I'm going to look here carefully, I can see where those sources are. There's one there where that center cross is on my screen, right there. And the other one is up here. So if I just go and block this one off, that's going to stop that water there. That's going to dry up all the area that part one covers, and that one is going to cover that area there. Okay, great. Now, you can actually make a floating swimming pool, and I'm not going to build this again. It's quite straightforward. I started off by building a small little tower here, 3 blocks, and then I started building this area like this. Okay. And then just put some walls on the top. Actually, I have built it, but anyway. There you go. Okay, and you can just finish that off. And at the bottom, you can break that off and you've got a floating swimming pool. Now, the idea of this is you can see I've got some fish in here, but more importantly, we can see the property of soil. You can see that it's porous and the water is actually seeping through. You can see that there. You can see it's like simulating rain. So you could put this pretty high up in the sky and it will simulate rain. How do we put some fish in here? Well, we've got what we call spawn eggs. So if I'm going to type here E, my inventory, and I'm going to write the word spawn, I can see all the different things that I can spawn. But in particular, I'm going to put fish here. And I can see different types of fish. So I've got spawn tropical fish, you've got a puffer fish, and silverfish. So I'm just going to take this one here, tropical fish, add that there. I'm going to select it with the wheel there. And with fish, if I manage to get this egg in that water, it will actually live. So let's see if I can do that. You have to kind of throw it. I'm going to throw it here so it will actually bounce in there. And if it doesn't bounce inside the water, you can see it's going to die. Okay, so there, let's just see. Oh, it's actually landed in some water, so it's going to live. Okay, so let's try that again. So I'm going to throw that in there and see if it bounces in here. No. And if it doesn't get into any water, let me see if I can. It's not actually letting me spawn. There we go. I had to go a bit higher up. So if I go a bit higher up, it's kind of hard to get these things in there. There you go. Okay, so you can see some of these in the background. They're just dying because they're not finding any water. So essentially, that fish is going to die. And there are different things that you can spawn. You can spawn horses, you can spawn skeleton horses, you can spawn fish, dolphins, so on and so forth. Let's just see this fish and see if he's going to die off in a minute, or if he's going to find some water. No, no, he's had enough. He's dead. Okay, next, let's have a look at creating doors. Now, this is a wooden oak door. So to create this, basically, I'm just going to click on it with my mouse wheel. I'm going to select that there. And essentially, what happens is a door will take up a whole square. So it's taking up this whole square here. Why? Because when I right click on it, it will open up. Okay, and the concrete basically simulates the wall that you will put around it. Now I cannot put a block here because that's been taken up by the door. So to go in and out, you simply right click, you walk in, you can turn around and right click and close the door. The next one is this one here. Now this is an iron door. This one is a bit different. You can't open this by right clicking on it. You have to put a pressure plate. So as soon as you step on the pressure plate, there you go, the door opens. And the door again takes up the whole block. So to get out of this door, you need to put the pressure plate on the other side as well. There you go. So to find out how to build this, I'm going to place my, actually, let's go from the inventory and just find that. So if I just type door, there's the iron door here. So I'm just going to add that there. And then to find the pressure plate, I can just write the word plate or pressure plate. And you've got different pressure plates here. I'm going to get a gold one now. Just add that there. And essentially, I'm going to put my door here. I'm going to put a pressure plate in front of the door, right in front of the door. And I need to put the pressure plate on the back. Now, on the back side of the door, you can't put it right where the door is because the door is taking up that square. However, I need to put it on the next block there. And there you go. By standing on that, my door will open. And when I'm walking out, my door will open again. That's it. Half blocks. Now, half blocks are interesting. So I'm just going to go to my inventory just so you can see the different types of half blocks or slabs. Slabs. So these are all slabs. These are half blocks, but there's no such thing as a half block. So if I take another slab here, I'm going to take this purple one here, and I'm also going to get a copy of the one which is here. So I'm going to click with the mouse wheel. So that's a stone slab. Now, if you put two half blocks, which are exactly the same, two stone half blocks or slabs, put one on top of the other, it will actually create a whole block like that. However, if I try to put, and if I break that, it's going to break the entire block. It can't break half of it. So I can actually put that back and build on top of that. If I put a slab of a different type on top of another slab, it's going to put that gap in the middle because this half block here, this stone slab here is taking the whole block. Okay, so you can't mix two different blocks in one block area. And if I put another one of the same type there, it will mix it. Now that's taken up the whole block. So I can put a half block on top of that because that's the next block. Okay, however, if I did this, put a half there, so my gray slab is taking up that first block, the purple is taking up the second block. So if I try and put another gray slab on top of stone slab on top of that, there's another gap there. Okay. All right, fences and gates. So here I've made a fence which goes around the perimeter, and I've got a gate which when I right click on it, it will open. If I right click on it again, it will close. So to create the fence and the gate, I'm going to go to E, get my inventory, and I'm going to type the word fence. Now here you've got what are known as fences, and that's the ones that look like a hashtag. And over here you've got what are known as fence gates. Now the gate you can open and close. So I'm going to take a light colored fence, and I'm going to take a green gate. So actually we can actually see the difference. And I'm going to use the fence, select the fence, and I can simply make my fence. Now, if you start clicking on the other side of the fence, if I put here, for example, it will continue it. If I go here, it will come this way. All right. Now, if I want to create a gate, I simply break one of these fences. There you go. Select the gate and just click on it there. And now I've got a gate which I can right click and it will open and close. Oops, I've added it there. There you go. Okay, and of course you can spawn some animals in that fenced area. Okay, over here in this world, there's time to practice. You can actually create your own little house. You can put your door. You could put some glowstone at the top for your lighting. Put some glass blocks, a bed, some flooring. You can put some slabs at the top. make a fence, put an animal in here, so on and so forth. And you've got an NPC. So we're going to learn how to create NPCs now. Now, NPCs are non-player characters. If you right-click on them, they give you some information. These are absolutely fantastic for guiding your students to actually go to the next step, go to the next area. It's actually got the immersive reader here as well. So if you click on that, it will load the immersive reader and it will actually read the passage that you've written to your students. And it's actually really fantastic. So I'm just going to come out of that. Go back. So what else can we do with an NPC? Well, if we have a look at this one over here, we can actually give instructions. You can see I've written this one in Greek. Okay, so this is like a problem that they had to solve. So that you can have a different language written in here. And you can also add buttons at the bottom, buttons that will take you to a video or buttons that will take you to a PDF or Word document. Anything which has a URL, anything which is online, you can do that. So how do we place NPCs? Well, again, we have to be in world builder mode. So first things first, I'm going to go press E, go to my inventory. I'm going to type NPC. There's the spawn egg for an NPC. So I'm going to add that there. Now, if I try and use this and spawn, it won't. It won't allow you to spawn an NPC. So what I have to do first is I'm going to press the / and I'm going to type now WB, press enter, and I'm in world builder mode. So now I can spawn my NPC. There it is there. If I right click on my NPC now, I go to the dialog box, and this is true for the other ones as well. Now that I'm in world builder mode, when I right click on this guy here, instead of showing me what we saw before, the different buttons and the information in Greek, it's actually gone into the edit mode of the NPC. So I'm going to edit this new one here. Here you can write the NPC's name, for example, I don't know, say call it step 1 or step 1 or whatever you want to call it. Let's say it's chapter 1 or a category or a topic. You can choose the style of NPC that you want. So I'm going to get this owl here. Owl is wise. And then I can edit the dialogue. So here you can type whatever the instructions are. You can copy paste in here whatever you want. And just close that. If we just have a look at this now, I'm going to press escape. I'm going to press the T and then type /WB. I could use the arrows, of course. Now, when I right click on this guy, there you go. It's got my NPC. It's got the description I've given and the title. Okay, and I want to edit this now to add, let's say, a link to a video. Let me just go get a quick video URL. Okay, I'm just going to take the first video that I've got here. I'm going to take this link here at the top. I'm going to copy it, and you can do this with any kind of URL, any video resource. I'm going to close that now. Go back, press escape, and I'm going to right click on this guy. Actually, I need to go to world builder first. So I'm going to type / up arrow. And now when I right click on this guy, I'm going to go to advanced settings. Now here I can add a URL. So add URL. I'm going to paste my URL here, Control V. And here I'm going to say what the name of this button is. I'm going to say, so this video could be a learning resource. So I just need to go back. There's nothing I need to do here. It's all automatically saved. And I'm going to add one more thing here. I'm going to add, let me go back and press escape. I'm going to go get a URL as well. So that's going to be this one here. So I've got from the previous tutorial that we did, the chemistry lab. So I'm going to right click on this. I'm going to go to OneDrive and share this. I'm going to make this shareable with anyone. So just view and just copy that link. And this is the PDF that we saw in the previous lesson about the chemistry lab. So let's just go back to this world. Press /WB, right click on my NPC. I'm now going, oh, actually I was in world builder mode, so let's do that again. /WB, advanced settings, and I'm going to go down now and I'm going to add another URL. Now keep in mind you can add up to 6 URLs on one NPC. I'm going to paste that link there and I'm going to call this the Chem Lab. Okay, I'm just going to go back, close that, /WB, and now when I click on this, so I've got my description, the title of this NPC, and I've got 2 buttons here. So if I click on go to video, it's going to open up that video. There you go. It's perfect. And if I click on the other button, it will open up the chemistry lab document, the PDF. And there it is there, the lab journal. Okay, so this is a fantastic way to give resources to your students. So you can set up questions in here. You can set up material. And this is basically the stepping stone to creating things like Minecraft breakout rooms. Okay, that's it for this video. There's a lot there for you to mess around with. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have and you've learned something, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.